Hello everyone, my name is Vanessa and I am back to continue not finishing, but to continue reading in chapter 20, which is entitled Murder by Numbers, the Gematria Killing Code. And I am on page 578, and the next death that I am going to continue with will be Andretta Tillman. Okay, but before I begin the reading, I want to let you know that is what I'm doing on this channel. The name of my channel is called Gnostic Knowledge, and the book that I'm reading from is called Letters and Numbers, and Letters and Numbers is about Gematria. Gematria is the encoding of numbers within our letters and words. Every word we speak has a numerical value, and the more you delve into reading about what Gematria is, the clearer you'll understand what has really been taking place as far as history and everything that we're giving through our media and our education system. We've been indoctrinated and dumbed down unbelievably, but this is not information that you have to believe in. This is information that you can prove 1,000,000%. And you can get a copy of this book by visiting Zachry Hubbard's YouTube channels. And he is the young man that wrote the book Letters and Numbers. But at his YouTube channels, each of the videos that he produces, he leaves a link in the description box of each video for you to purchase the book Letters and Numbers. Is $5, the best $5 you'll ever spend in your life, because the information, like I say over and over, the information contained in this book, you won't get it anywhere else. There is not another book on this planet that is giving you this information, and it is spoon feeding it to you. It's not rocket science. It's not hard to understand this evil, wicked code, but just like the Bible said, we should know our enemies, and this is our enemy. And there's minions from every race working for the powers that shouldn't be to keep the situations in the earth the way they are. And you can prove it over and over again. So just get the book. This book, Letters and Numbers, it will come to you via email as a PDF file. And once you get your email, please save the file to the hard drive of your computer, your laptop, your phones, whichever device you're going to use to access the book later. Zachary Hubbard also left the copyright off this book so that you could take it to your local bindery and have it bound into a book for your own personal library. You can print it out, make your own book, or put it in a notebook or something of that nature. You can also upload it to lulu.com and they will bind it into a book for you and mail it back to you. And everything is for a fee, of course, but it's not an astronomical fee to have it done. Keeping the book in the electronic file format is great because there's over 700 pages in this book, and looking for information in this format makes it really easy. And also Zachary Hubbard wrote a second book, and that book is called Number Games. This book is now available on Amazon for a pre-order, and it will be released October 13th. And from what I understand, this book is right now on the best-selling list for pre-orders of books, as well as it should be, because this information is just truly priceless. It's phenomenal. It's eye-opening. And this book is titled 9/11 to Coronavirus. And it is the continuation of his book, Letters and Numbers. And so you can get that book. If you don't want to buy it on Amazon, you can visit his blog page, gematriaeffectnews.blogspot.com. And the first thing you'll see when you get to that page is the advertising for the book, and as you scroll down, it gives you the information on how to purchase the book within the United States and abroad. Also, be sure to read the blogs on gematriaeffectnews.blogspot.com, and also visit his previous blog page called freetofindtruth.blogspot.com, where he had been blogging for over 5 years. There's a massive amount of content there for you to read and to get a better understanding of what Gematria is. But reading the books, Letters and Numbers, and Number Games will also teach you that skill set. And I'm not telling you to learn this information to do harm to anyone, but we should know this information to see what is being done to every human being on this planet, and it can be stopped, and it should be stopped. It is called Gematria, and like I said, the more you understand what it is, but you have to read. You have to read this information in order to understand it. And with that said, I am going to continue reading in chapter 20, and it is called Murder by Numbers: The Gematria Killing Code. So, the next victim is Andretta Tillman. Andretta, Andretta Tillman. March 31st, 1958 till May 16th, 1997. On April 29th, 2014, the 119th day of the year, a 322-page book was published, The Making of a Child of Destiny, the Andretta Tillman story. It is about how a woman who worked diligently to help form the pop supergroup Destiny's Child, and how the group blossomed while Andretta Tillman was on her deathbed. Right away, consider that Andretta Tillman has reverse reduction gematria of 97, corresponding with the year of her passing, and the word death itself. Further, she died 46 days after her 39th birthday, where 46 connects to sacrifice, and 39 connects to destiny, as in Destiny's Child. Together, it isn't hard to see that she was ritually sacrificed for the group's future. And this is some sick shit. This is very sick stuff. Okay. Now, this next name, I believe is that really huge guy. I know I just can't pronounce his name, but I'm going to spell his name. But I believe he's Hawaiian, and he sang Over the Rainbow. But his name is Israel Kamakawiwo. Kamakawiwo apostrophe OLE. And he was born May 20th, 1959, and he died June 26, 1997. The man, remembered for his cover of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, would die on his 38th day of being 38 years old in the year 97. I mean, this is just some ridiculous shit. And excuse my language, but I just feel like cursing. I mean, this is just, you can see what is going on. It is crazy. His death was blamed on his obesity. But knowing what we know about the code, there can be no doubt he departed this earth from other causes. As for him dying on the 26th, the word obese equates to 26. Alrighty, Princess Diana, July 1st, 1961 to August 31st, 1997. Now, I remember when her death was announced. I remember watching her wedding when she got married to Prince Charles back in the day, and looks like such a fairy tale wedding, and I didn't know the code then. Very much a sheep back then, but anyway, a sheep no more. Now, so here we go. This infamous death was a tribute to Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles. We'll begin with Elizabeth, who was 71 years old at the time, the number representing royal in ordinal gematria, and syncing with the fact that Princess Diana had a July 1st birthday, which can be expressed as 7-1. The date of Diana's passing was synced with the Queen in 3 ways. First, it was precisely 132 days after Queen Elizabeth's April 21st, 1997 birthday that Diana died. And in gematria terms, Princess Diana, England, Westminster, where royal family lives, and Clockwork, all sum to 132 using the base ciphers. Second, it was Diana's 62nd day of being 36 years old. As we learned in chapter 1, Queen Elizabeth began her reign February 26, 1952, and celebrated her coronation June 2, 1953. Both February 6 and June 6 can be expressed as 6-2 or 2-6. In the case of the word queen, it has gematria of 26 and 62. Also factoring into Elizabeth being born in 1926, emphasis on 26, royal equates to 26 in reduction. If you forgot the significance of this number, please revisit chapter 1. And third, you could also say Diana died 61 days after her own birthday, which corresponds with the gematria of Elizabeth II, as well as the word time. So, and that would be Elizabeth II. So the D is not in there, but Elizabeth II, as well as the word time. Okay, as for the date she died, August 31st, 1997. It had numerology of 38, symbolizing death, the same as the year 97. The location also tied in, beginning with Paris having gematria of 36, corresponding with her age of passing. More specifically, it was reported she died in a tunnel named Pont de Alma. I'm going to spell it because I don't know if I'm pretty sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly, but it is spelled Pontdelalma, Pont de Alma, and that name having ordinal gematria of 113, and that's the name of the tunnel she died in. As you know, this is the number of dishonesty. Further, it connects to the gematria of the words princess and divorce, both summing to 113. Just a little more than a year earlier, on August 28, 1996, Diana had officially divorced her husband, Prince Charles, known as Charles, Prince of Wales, a title having gematria of 113. As for the name of the tunnel and the word divorce, they both also share a gematria of 41, which is the 13th prime. In the reporting of her death, it was stated the car crashed into the 13th pillar of the Pont de Alma tunnel. The 13th pillar. Wow. Regarding Prince Charles, the name has gematria of 76, and Diana's death came a span of 76 days before his 49th birthday, November 14, 1997. In the septenary cipher, Charles, Prince of Wales, also equates to 76, the number representing symbol. Even more, the word prince has gematria of 38 and 97, corresponding with the numerology of Diana's date of death and the year. In the fatal crash, it was reported the only survivor was the bodyguard, a title having gematria of 97. The cabal also blamed the crash on paparazzi, which was nothing more than another Kabbalistic tribute syncing with the name Diana, Princess of Wales, a title that also had the fateful 213 coded on it. So, paparazzi equates to 114 in ordinal. Diana, Princess of Wales, equates to 114 in reduction, S counted as 10. Diana, Princess of Wales, equates to 213 in ordinal. Wow. Michael Hutchins, January 22nd, 1960 to November 22nd, 1997. Michael Hutchence, Hutchence, was born Michael Kelland, Kelland, John Hutchence, a name having gematria of 118, corresponding with death. Even more fateful, he had a birth numerology of 83, connecting to murder. He was the founding member and lead singer of the band NXS. New Sensation. Yeah, I just like that band. But anyway, NXS having ordinal gematria of 66. And he was the founding member and lead singer of the band NXS. Okay, this matters because November 22nd, the date of his death, can be expressed as 2211, much like 2211, the 66th triangular number. So the date 22/11, much like 2211, the 66th triangular number. Recall, the word curse has gematria of 66. And this was a big day for the Kennedy family and Kennedy curse in history. On the date of his passing, it was 61 days before his 38th birthday, and during the 20th year of being with the well-remembered band established in 1977. Consider how the numbers 20 and 61 connect to time, and 20 and 38 connect to death. Wow. Okay. Also worth mentioning, the name Michael Hutchence has gematria of 138, and in rock history, on the 138th day of the year, 2 musicians have died from hanging, which was also the cause of death for Mr. Hutchence. Those 2 men were Ian Curtis of Joy Davidson, who died May 18, 1980, and Chris Cornell, who would die later in history, May 18, 2017, 30 years apart, like the age of passing for Michael. Of course, Michael sums to 33, and 11/22 made a fitting date for his ritualistic sacrifice, which in the end was blamed on him masturbating while at the same time purposefully cutting off his oxygen supply. This is known as autoerotic asphyxia. Having gematria of 86, like blood sacrifice, and 103, the 27th prime number, connecting back to ritual. Thus, not only was he murdered, he was shamed. Wow. Chris Farley, man, I really liked Chris Farley. He was funny as all get out. To me, anyway, I liked his work. But, man, do these people know they're going to be marked for death? I'm so glad I'm not in the entertainment field, even though even the public, unless you know this code, you don't really escape it, hardly. I mean, a lot of people do, I'm sure, but I know there's a lot that don't. And knowing this code, you understand why. But anyway, Chris Farley, February 15th, 1964. He died December 18th, 1997. God, it's been that long. Chris Farley's death would be blamed on a drug overdose, equating to 63 in reduction and reverse reduction gematria. Fittingly, he died on his 307th day of being 33 years old, where the number 307 is the 63rd prime. As a reminder, Freemasonic and Rabbinic Judaism share gematria of 63. As for him dying at 33, let us not forget that Chris has gematria of 33, corresponding with his age of passing. As for his date of death, December 18, it is the date connecting to Saturn in multiple ways. the entity in the sky having to do with judgment and death, with death and judgment. Saturn. Wow. Man, recall, if you write out December 18th as words, it sums to 93. And 18 and 12 break down to 9 and 3. It was also a date with numerology of 38, coming at the end of 97, where both numbers correspond with the Gematria of death. Adding to his fateful demise was the fact that Christopher and Farley both share Gematria of 67, connecting back to blood sacrifice. As for this coming a week before Christmas, his date of death had numerology of 146, connecting to Jesus Christ, and the name Chris is derived from Christ and Christian. Even more, the name Chris Farley also shares Gematria of 61 with Christian and Christmas and Jesus. Lastly, Chris died 59 days before his 34th birthday, where Jesus has Gematria of 34 and Jesus Christ has Gematria of 59, the latter number corresponding with the Gematria of Christopher as well. The distance was also 8 weeks and 3 days, much like 83 connecting to murder and also Jesus Christ. And it makes my blood boil to write this, because Chris Farley was a man who gave me so many laughs growing up, and that's absolutely true, because he was funny. Chris Farley was a man who gave me so many laughs growing up when I needed them most, and this is how he was rewarded, by being murdered and his death being blamed on a false reason, which is true for everyone covered, and I am equally as angry for them, and there needs to be justice for all. Absolutely, because there are just so many people, I know a guy, maybe he's about my age, I'm not sure. Yeah, he has to be around my age, but he's been walking up and down the street for over 20-some years. Crackhead. And I know there's a lot of people that die from drugs, but all these people are not dying from drugs. And if that's the case, the Rolling Stones, they all should be dead. It's just my opinion. You got so many people that do drugs. And it's just always these same numbers, these same dates. And Chris Farley, my God, he was funny. So I really hate that he's gone. I need to watch one of his movies tonight, Black Sheep or something. Or either I like his skits he did on Saturday Night Live. He was funny on there. Okay, moving right along to Eldridge Cleaver. I do not know who this is, but we are going to find out. And you may know, but I don't know the name. Eldridge Cleaver, August 31, 1935, died May 1st, 1998. Okay, the Black Panther Party leader would die in tribute to the BPP, Black Panther Party. BPP, an acronym having Jewish Gematria of 122, and rightfully so. That is because the BPP was established in Oakland on the 122nd Meridian West. Consider Golden State, the basketball team in Oakland, has an ordinal value of 122, as does San Francisco, the city across the bay. In the case of Cleaver, he died 122 days before his upcoming birthday, dying at age 62. Shit. Corresponding with the reverse reduction Gematria of sacrifice. Consider he was born on August, and they kill a lot of people in August. My God. He was born on August 31st, the day leaving 122 days left in the year. He didn't die in August, sorry, but it's just a lot of August in this book. So, consider he was born on August 31st, the day leaving 122 days left in the year. Wow. Also noteworthy, you could say he died a span of 123 days from his birthday on a date with numerology of 123. And that would be 5 plus 1 plus 19 plus 98. That equates to 123, which syncs with the reverse ordinal gematria of Cleaver, equating to 123, the number of conspiracy. Wow. Wow. Florence Joyner. I remember Florence Joyner. Running. Damn, she died at the age of 38. What the fuck? So, Florence Joyner, December 21st, 1959, and she died September 21st, 1998. My goodness. At the age of 38, the world's fastest woman would die in her sleep, reportedly from having a seizure that caused her to suffocate. The word suffocate has reverse ordinal gematria of 147, and she died on a date with numerology of 147, a number connected to killing. As for her passing at age 38, the number connected to death, it is important to mention the number also connects to gold because she was an Olympic gold medalist. Man, this is just BS. Rest in peace, Florence Joyner. Okay, Stanley Kubrick, July 26, 1928. Died March 7, 1999. Okay. Kubrick would die 43 years after the release of his first film, The Killing, which released in 1956 on a date with numerology of 99, connecting to the year of his passing. Consider, Killing has gematria of 43. That same film released May 19th, 1956. So you would add 5 plus 19 plus 19 plus 56. That equates to 99. So, the same film released May 19, 1956, the 139th day of the year, connecting to Freemasonry. His date of death, March 7th, can be expressed as 7-3, not unlike 73, a number that symbolizes the word Mason in Gematria, as well as sacrifice. March 7, 1999 was also a date with numerology of 38, further connecting to killing, as well as murder and death. Adding to the riddles, March 7 is the 66th day of the year, and the word homicide has gematria of 66. As for dying in 99, which is the number 66 upside down, the word 13 has gematria of 99, and that year in 99, his 13th film, not counting documentaries he made, would release, which was Eyes Wide Shut, a title speaking to the phenomenon taking place in the world. That is, people not recognizing what's right before their eyeballs, the omnipresent lies and deception. Interestingly, the film was released on a date with numerology of 141. July 16, 1999, you would add 7 plus 16 plus 19 plus 99. That equates to 141. And Stanley Kubrick, he would die 141 days before his 71st birthday. As you recall, the word 33 has gematria of 141, and the name Stanley has gematria of 33, corresponding with Hollywood and Masonry. Another famous title of his tying back to 33 was Space Odyssey 2001, which was released in April 3rd, and I think that is 2001, A Space Odyssey. But anyway, his another famous title of his tying back to 33 was Space Odyssey 2001, which was released April 3rd, 1968, 33 years before 2001. The title Space Odyssey has ordinal gematria of 56. which, as you learn, is the ordinal gematria of 33 when written out. Notice the date of release was April 3rd, the 93rd day in non-leap years. Wow. Okay. The name Stanley has reversed ordinal gematria of 93. Um, okay, 93. Okay, the name Stanley has reversed ordinal gematria of 93. Okay, 1968 was a leap year, however, so it was the 94th day of the year, and further, April 3rd, 1968 was a date with numerology of 94. 4 plus 3 plus 19 plus 68 equates to 94. Not by chance, planet has ordinal gematria of 68 and reverse ordinal gematria of 94. If you have not seen the film, the space mission is to Jupiter, having ordinal gematria of 99. Again, connecting to Kubrick's year of death. As for the day Kubrick died, it was precisely 666 days before January 1st, 2001. Consider how we learned the full name of NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, has reversed ordinal gematria of 666. And NASA was established July 29th, 1958, a date with numerology of 94. Even more, consider what we learned about the Twilight Zone and its relationship to NASA. It serves as a reminder the Masonic Mafia has much influence over this world, and the information we receive, get indoctrinated with, from entertainment to scientific to spiritual. And on the subject of spiritual, in light of Kubrick dying on the 66th day of 99, 666 days before January 1st, 2001, let us not forget that number of the beast, as well as Here is Wisdom, both share reduction gematria of 66. Wow. Roger Troutman, oh my guys, love his music too. Roger Troutman, my goodness. November 29th, 1951 to April 25th, 1999. Roger Troutman would die 147 days after his 47th birthday, on a date with numerology of 147. Recall that killing has gematria of 47 and 147, and when you write out 47th, it has a reverse ordinal value of 147. Even more, he died on the 115th day of the year, connecting to the gematria of killing, Masonic, and Freemasons. The death was blamed on his brother Larry, a name summing to 74 like Masonic and killing, who was accused of shooting Roger, then committing suicide. To date, there have never been any witnesses to the homicide or the suicide, and many people suspect foul play, and it absolutely freaking was. With the code, it isn't hard to see what gang is really responsible. Also worth mentioning is that he died 218 days before his upcoming 48th birthday. The word death has English extended gematria of 218. At the same time, his initials, RT, having an ordinal value of 38, and his name, Roger Troutman, summing to 76, similar to blood sacrifice, likely proved faithful. For one last point, Troutman, a young black man, was in the group Zap, having ordinal gematria of 59, corresponding with the words Negro, slave, blues, as well as kill, and blues as well as kill. Shit. Yep. Rest in peace. My goodness. People are murdered for nothing. Okay, Owen Hart, May 7th, 1965. Died May 23rd, 1999. I do not know who this is either, but maybe I will as we get to reading. Okay, on a date with faithful numerology of 38, Owen Hart would die from internal bleeding due to what was deemed an accident at a WWE pay-per-view event. Yeah, I never watched WWE after I was a kid. My dad used to watch wrestling all the time. We used to watch it when I was a kid, but I didn't care for wrestling after I grew up. But anyway, Owen Hart. Okay, a WWE. Okay, so I'm gonna start over because I got off on a tangent there. But here we go. On a date with fateful numerology of 38, Owen Hart would die from internal bleeding due to what was deemed an accident at a WWE pay-per-view event when he fell from the rafters. Oh, I do remember that in the news. Smashing into the ring from 78 feet above. Wow. The event was being hosted in Kansas City when the tragedy occurred. A city summing to 67, similar to blood sacrifice. Consider he was on his 17th day of being 34 years old, where 17 connects to kill as well as Mason, and 34 connects to murder. He would be pronounced dead at Truman Medical Center, summing to 199. Wow. Where I lost my spot. He would be pronounced dead at Truman Medical Center, summing to 199, the same as Owen James Hart, where 199 is the 46th prime, and the word sacrifice has gematria of 46. Keep in mind that Vince McMahon, the owner of the WWE, is a Scottish Rite Freemason. Motherfuckers. The date of May 23rd. The date of May 23rd, 1999, arguably the most Masonic date in the Gregorian calendar. Wow. Was the 143rd day of the year and a date with numerology of 127. Both numbers corresponding with the gematria of Scottish Rite Freemasonry. Further, the date of Hart's death was 93 days before McMahon's 54th birthday, August 24th, 1999, and Missouri has reversed ordinal gematria of 93, the number connected to Saturn, having to do with death and judgment. At the same time, consider the relationship with the Sun, S-U-N, summing to 54, and its distance of 93 million miles from Earth. Also worth mentioning is that Owen James Hart in reduction sums to 53, which was Vince McMahon's age at the time of his passing. In other words, it is clear Hart was killed as a Masonic ritual for Vince. Absolutely. Damn. Walter Payton. Oh my God, Walter Payton. Chicago Bears. Walter Payton, born July 25th, 1954, and died November 1st, 1999. Did he know the code? I don't know. I doubt it. I don't know. I doubt it. Walter Payton, the great running back for the Chicago Bears in Illinois, would die at age 45, 99 days after his birthday in the year 99. Tying in, Illinois has gematria of 45 and 99. At the same time, Bears equates to 45 in ordinal. Even more, Illinois has gematria of 54, corresponding with his cause of death, a liver tumor, as well as his year of birth, 54. Wow. It is important to note that liver tumor also has gematria of 117. And on November 7th, or 11/7, 117, the Bears would wear special patches, number 34, to remember Walter Payton playing and beating the Packers. With the win, they improved to 4-5, 45 on the season. What was funny about that game was it began at 1:03 p.m. local and ended with a score of 14-13, a sum of 27 points, where 103 is the 27th prime, the ritual number. Wow. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. My goodness. Walter Payton. So next up, Curtis Mayfield, June 3rd, 1942. Died December 26, 1999. All these people died in 99, just like all these people. Double the people are dying in 2020 because death equates to 20. So you get double 2020. Double deaths, or triple, quadruples, who knows. Curtis Mayfield would reportedly die from ill health, diabetes, on December 26, 1999, 206 days after his 57th birthday. Notice that was a date with numerology of 38. 12 plus 26 equates to 38, and he died December 26. Wow, right after Christmas. I don't celebrate any of those holidays, but it's crazy. It was also a date coming 206 days after his birthday, corresponding with the word sacrifice in Jewish Gematria. As for his age of passing, he was 57 years old, corresponding with the reduction Gematria of impressions as well as entertainer. It was the Impressions who Mayfield began his professional recording career with after releasing their first album in August of 1963. Not by coincidence, it was 27 years after that album's release, August 13, 1990, that Curtis Mayfield was injured on stage during a concert, breaking his neck and becoming permanently paralyzed thereafter. Damn. The date of the injury came on his 72nd day of his age, connecting to the reduction value of the Impressions, the name of the self-titled album from '63. Oh my goodness. One thing that stands out above all about the date of his injury was his age, 48, and how it synced with the location where he was hurt. Consider he was in Brooklyn, New York, having ordinal gematria of 223, which is the 48th prime number. As a reminder, Masonic has Jewish gematria of 223, and Freemason has reverse reduction gematria of 48. At the same time, New York has gematria of 48 and 111, the latter number connecting to the date numerology of his injury, 8, 13, 90, and when you add that together, 8 plus 13 plus 90, you get 111. While the incident was reported as an accident, the numbers suggest it was caused intentionally. If you're not aware of what happened, the scaffolding from the stage light above collapsed, landing on him below, breaking his neck once. Ugh. Also revealing about the location of his injury is that Brooklyn, New York, Psalms 279, in reduction gematria, the same as Curtis Lee Mayfield and the synagogue of Satan. As we know, it is the false ones who abide by this code, hurting others and worse. By 1996, it was clear that Curtis had sold out to this gang, releasing his last studio album September 27, 1996, and titling it New World Order. Oh man, it is some BS. As you should be aware, September 27 is the Jesuits' order's birthday. Adding to the relevance of this fact, the album is 63 minutes long, corresponding with Gematria of Jesuit order. Let us not forget that Freemason has an ordinal value of 96. Oh man, rest in peace, Curtis Mayfield. But why? I mean, that don't make no sense. But hey, oh my God. Christopher Rios, Big Pun. November 10th, 1971, died February 7th, 2000. Hit you with the big guns. Man, Big Pun, Big Pun. Big Pun would drop dead at age 28. Really? 28. Big Pun would drop dead at age 28, the number connecting to kill, on the 38th day of the year, the number connecting to death and murder. The cause of death was blamed on a heart attack due to obesity. Consider, heart attack has gematria of 72 and 189 in the 4 base ciphers, same as February 7th, written as words. Of course, the date February 7 can be written as 72 or 27. The latter method is similar to the number 27 connecting to ritual. Even more, he died a span of 65 weeks from his 27th birthday and 650 days after the release of his first album, Capital Punishment, April 28, 1998. This matters because Big Punisher, his full rap name, has reduction gematria of 65. It's also worth mentioning that April 28 is the 118th day of the year, a fateful day for a musician to release their first album, especially with the title this had, Capital Punishment. My goodness. Finally, he died on his 90th day of his age, where 90, Big Pun, and New York sum to 33, using the reduction ciphers. Wow, New York was his place of birth and death. Wow. Derek Thomas, January 1st, 1967, and he died February 8, 2000. Derek Thomas, the NFL star, was reportedly driving over 100 miles per hour on ice-covered roads when he crashed violently, killing his passenger and putting himself in the hospital with life-sustaining injuries. The wreck happened on January 23rd, a standout date, 123, because the name Derek Vincent Thomas has an ordinal value of 231, similar to 23/1. The way the date can be expressed. Thomas would die 17 days later from complications caused by the crash. February 8th, 2000, which was 38 days after his 33rd birthday. Consider, the day of the wreck, the St. Louis Rams advanced to the Super Bowl. This matters because the Rams played in the state of Missouri at the time, the same as the Kansas City Chiefs, whom Thomas spent his career with. The Rams would go on to win the Super Bowl January 30th, 2000, 9 days before Thomas's passing. And when you write even the word 9 out as a word, it equals 42. I just threw that in there. Okay, Aaron Jelks, March 21st, 1976. Died August 22nd, 2001. Okay. Aaron Jelks, Jelks. Aaron Jelks was a former college football player for the Oregon Ducks who suffered an unfortunate death at age 25 in the early hours of August 22nd, 2001. As we have learned, the word death has gematria of 25 as well as 228, and the date August 22nd can be expressed as 22/8. His cause of death was falling 60 feet from an overpass of California's Interstate 5 and being left to suffer and die by the police who responded to the scene of the accident. The family of Aaron Jelks took the city police to court over this matter, only to have a judge tell the family that the police are not required to help injured people even notify paramedics. What the fuck? What are they there for then? Thus, there was no wrongdoing on behalf of the Sacramento officers who let Jelks die, broken, bruised, and suffering in pain. It's a son of a... If you ask me, not only did the police let Jelks die, they no doubt threw him over the overpass and killed him intentionally in a murder ritual, and I believe that is absolutely freaking true. Some BS. Again, let us not forget who released the song Murder by Numbers in 1983. Emphasis on 83. It was the band The Police. Fateful for Jelks was the fact that in his time at Oregon, he wore the same number on his jersey, 83. As we have covered, that number connects to murder, and it also connects to football. Further, the word football has an ordinal value of 83 and a reversed ordinal value of 133. I bring up the latter value because Jelks' death came precisely a span of 133 days before Oregon would play Colorado in the Fiesta Bowl. Not by chance, Oregon won that game with 38 points. The reflection of 83 and another number of death. At the same time, keep in mind Oregon and Colorado have reduction gematria of 38, and even more, Colorado is the 38th state. Last, Jelks' death came 154 days after his March 21st, 2001 birthday. As we have learned, ritual sacrifice has an ordinal value of 154, and it seems clear he was sacrificed for the benefit of the Oregon football program and their rigged bowl game for that upcoming football season. Consider the name Jelks has reverse reduction gematria of 33, corresponding with the gematria of Fiesta, also equating to 33. Further, his date of death had a life lesson of 33. You would add 8 plus 22 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. That equates to 33. At the same time, Oregon, who he played for, is the 33rd state in the order of statehood. My goodness. So rest in peace to Aaron Jelks. And I'm sure he did not know the code. Is kill these people for nothing. And here's another person that I'm sure didn't know the code. Aaliyah Dana Houghton. I'm not sure how you pronounce her last name, but it's Haughton. Aaliyah Dana Houghton. Born January 16, 1979, and died August 25th, 2001. The day before my birthday. August 26th is my birthday. My goodness. August. All these August shit. If I ever had a crush on a celebrity, it was Aaliyah. I am not even going to lie. I bought the movie Romeo Must Die so I could see her face whenever I wanted to. That's amazing. Here you go, Zach. The day of her passing hurt me, and it reminds me of another reason why these tyrants kill these celebrities that so many people care for. By hurting them, they hurt the people who celebrate them. And in the case of Aaliyah, it was many young people, such as myself, such as himself, okay, Zach. On the day of her passing, it was 221 days after her birthday, or her 222nd day of being 22 years old. Oh my goodness. Regarding 221, that is the number of the Bavarian Illuminati, which was established by 13 families on May 1st, 1776, a date with numerology of 99. The name Aaliyah Dana Houghton factors in having gematria of 99. Regarding 222, recall the motto, as above, so below, has reverse ordinal gematria of 222. Even worse, the film she starred in, Queen of the Damned, would release February 22nd, 2002. Exactly 181 days after her death, which is the 42nd prime number. It was also 144 days until her upcoming 23rd birthday. Wow. January 16, 2002, the number symbolizing time. For more on 42, August 25th, the date she died, is the 237th day of the year, where again, if you multiply 2 times 3 times 7, that equates to 42. The name Aaliyah corresponds having reverse reduction gematria of 42. For another teaching moment, in ordinal gematria, female, lady, even bitch share gematria of 42. Amazing. Also interesting is that some sources state the average distance between the Earth and the Moon is 237 miles. So, these motherfuckers. Shit. Which is admittedly disputed. That said, Aaliyah and Moon both share ordinal gematria of 57, and it is the same gang that controls the recording industry and operates by this code that identifies through this heavenly body, as we've covered. The story was Aaliyah's plane crashed because it was overloaded with luggage, which Aaliyah insisted on taking aboard a flight, even though she was warned it was too much, which is bullshit. The fatal plane crash was flying back from the site of recording the music video of her song Rock the Boat, which has gematria of 46 connecting to sacrifice and 118 connecting to death. Even more, the name of the song has gematria of 62 connecting to Queen, as in Queen of the Damned, and Torah. I bring up Torah because the word Aaliyah with one less A has the following definition courtesy of dictionary.com. So Aliyah. This is what it means: the act of proceeding to the reading table in a synagogue for the reading of a portion from the Torah. The immigrating Jews of Israel, either as individuals or in groups, any of the major waves of Jewish immigration to Palestine or Israel, the false ones, all of them, consider her death came 17 days before September 11th, 2001, another tragedy involving planes, and as we learn, having much to do with Judaism and Israel, namely the history of the destruction of the two temples known as Tisha B'Av. Connecting to the number 17 is the reduction gematria of Talmud. In terms of rituals by the numbers, the name Aliyah Dana Houghton also has reduction gematria of 81, corresponding with the gematria of ritual. For another possible connection to her death, it came a span of 137 days before R. Kelly's 35th birthday. Her ex-husband, who she was married to on August 31st, 1994, a date numerology of 35. As you know, 137 is the 33rd prime, and in case of her plane crash having gematria of 33, it was blamed on luggage also sharing gematria of 33. Even more, wedding and marry have gematria of 33. And for the record, plane crash also has ordinal gematria of 97, connecting to death. For one last parallel to R. Kelly, he was 34 years old at the time, and Aaliyah died on a date with numerology of 34, corresponding with murder. Amazing, 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 amazing. So, moving right along, rest in peace, Aaliyah. Oh, my word. Bill Cooper. May 6, 1943, died November 6, 2001. Bill Cooper was dubbed a conspiracy theorist. It's amazing how they think conspiracy, to me, it's like conspiracy only exists in the court of law. You conspired to do this, you conspired, no. Bill Cooper was dubbed a conspiracy theorist and is remembered for warning of the planned terrorist attack by the federal government that would be blamed on a boogeyman such as Osama bin Laden. His warnings were proven true on September 11, 2001. 56 days later, on November 6, 2001, a date with numerology of 38, he would be gunned down in a gunfight with law enforcement in Eagar, E-A-G-A-R, Eagar, Arizona, summing to 116 in ordinal gematria, a lot like the date November 6 or 11/6. The date of his death is also the day leaving 55 days left in the year, corresponding with the word sacrifice as well as the name Bill Cooper. Even more, both the name Bill Cooper and the word shooting have ordinal gematria of 107. He was reportedly killed at the age of 58. My goodness. For as much truth as Bill spoke, I do think he was an agent, but not as bad as Alex Jones. The reason I say this is because he preached a lot of nonsense about aliens and other distractions when people's attention should be on Zionism, which to his credit he did speak against. For all of you alien researchers, I'll give it to you quick. The Roswell incident happened on June 14th, 1947. Emphasis on 47. In the 47th state, New Mexico, on the 33rd parallel north, the 105th meridian west. Zionism equals 105 in ordinal. Masonry equals 105 in ordinal. On top of the highly Masonic numbers already listed, June 14th is the 165th day of the year, corresponding with Scottish Rite, as well as New Testament. As you know, the alien angle contrasts in a major way with Christianity, which is what the Freemasons and high places aim to do with all their nefarious plots: divide the people to make them fight amongst each other over what they don't know or what they think they know. If you go through the history of UFO sightings, it is a long list of the same numbers, especially the number 47 from the Mount Rainier incident on. Son of a bitch ass. Wow. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, TLC. Oh man, let's see what's going on here. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, born May 27, 1971, and died April 25, 2002. Lisa Lopez of TLC would die in a car crash on the 115th day of the year, the number connected to Masonic and killing. She would also die a span of 33 days from her upcoming birthday in a town with Gematria of 33. Laceiba, Laceeiba, okay? A number connecting to her artist name as well, Left Eye, 33. Even more, you could say she died 4 weeks and 4 days before her birthday, where a car crash in Honduras, the nation she was in at the time of death, equate to 44. As for her full name, Lisa Nicole Lopez, it had the fateful gematria of 67, connecting to blood sacrifice. Her former boyfriend, NFL star Andre Rison, Rison, who she is remembered for burning down his house, was born in 67 and was 35 years old at the time. That matters because car crash, and the group name TLC that Lisa was a part of sum to 35. It was also 38 days after Andre Rison's birthday. His 35th birthday, right? It was 38 days after his 35th birthday, March 18, 2002. For one last point, she died on a date with numerology of 31, just shy of her 31st birthday, and corresponding with the gematria of Lisa, summing to 31. Wow. Daryl Kyle, December 2nd, 1968, died June 22nd, 2002. And I do not know this person either, but man. Daryl Kyle was the Major League Baseball player found dead in his hotel room at age 33, an age corresponding with the reduction gematria of his first name, Daryl. After an investigation, his passing was blamed on a heart attack, having ordinal gematria of 108, just the same as Major League. His time of passing came 163 days before his 34th birthday, where 163 is the 38th prime number. Further, he died 119 days before the start of the 2002 World Series, which began October 19th or 10/19. Making that all the more fascinating is the fact that he finished his major league, his MLB career with 119 losses. Most interesting of all is that his full name, Daryl Andrew Kyle, equates to 252 in reverse ordinal gematria, and he finished his career with 133 wins and 119 losses, thus 252 total decisions. It should also be noted that he died in Illinois, having ordinal gematria of 99 because his full name, Daryl Andrew Kyle, equates to 99 in reverse reduction. Also fascinating about Illinois is that it sums to 54 in reverse reduction like baseball in the same cipher, where baseball is a game consisting of 54 total outs in 9 complete innings. Baseball also sums to 54 in ordinal gematria. So, Illinois equates to 117 in reverse ordinal. Major League Baseball equates to 117 in reverse reduction. Wow. Ahead, we will discuss the suspicious death of Roy Halladay, November 7, 2017, or it can be expressed as 11/7, 117. Wow. Paul I know my voice is cracking. Paul Wellstone, July 21st, 1944. Died October 25th, 2002. Paul Wellstone was the biggest opposition to the George W. Bush White House in the U.S. Senate when his plane crashed on October 25th, 2002, the day leaving 67 days left in the year. In addition to the fateful 67, it was Wellstone's 97th day of being 58 years old, and plane crash has ordinal gematria of 97, corresponding with the word death. For yet another parallel to death, Minnesota, where the plane went down, the state he represented, sums to 38, similar to death. In the immediate aftermath of the crash, it was reported that bad weather brought down the plane, but this was later retracted as a mistake in reporting because the skies were clear at the time of the incident. Then on November 18, 2003, more than a year later, on the 322nd day of the year, the day leaving 43 days left in the year, the NTSB would determine the crash was due to pilot error, of course. Consider the man in the White House was the 43rd president from Yale, summing to 43, and a member of Skull and Bones, which identifies by the number 322 even more. Both the names Bush and George W. Bush sum to 58 in gematria, the age of Wellstone's death. If you do not recall Senator Wellstone of Minnesota, he was very outspoken against the Patriot Act, the forming of the Department of Homeland Security, and the unjust wars that were waged after September 11, 2001. Something else worth considering is his full name was Paul David Wellstone, summoned to 271, the 58th prime number, possibly making him a ripe target at that age, which, as we know, has much to do with Freemasonry, Washington, and the United States of America. Well, Paul David Wellstone, you were probably one of them too, and that maybe was probably your job to speak out, and you didn't know they were going to kill you. BS. If you were in the White House, most of you, I don't know, I just can't see any of these politicians not knowing this code. I could be wrong, but at any rate, he's dead, so they report. And one last one I'm going to read, and that would be Lacey Peterson. I might keep going, it depends, but I'm getting a little tired of reading right now. But anyway, the last one, well, there's a few, and I like John Ritter as well. So, Lacey Peterson, May 4th, 1975 to December 24th, 2002. And I remember this news story as well. Scott Peterson, wow. The woman who was the subject of a murder mystery on public television would die on a date with numerology of 38. See? It was also a date with numerology of 58, connecting to the reversed ordinal gematria of Scott, the name of her husband and killer. As for her own name, Lacey Peterson, it has reversed ordinal gematria of 187, the number that is the California homicide code. Of course, she was reportedly murdered in California. At the time of her passing, she was the fateful age of 27. Tying in, her body was discovered April 13th, 2003, the 103rd day of the year, which is the 27th prime number. A big part of the story was that she was 8 months pregnant with her son Connor when she was killed. The name Connor has reduction gematria of 33, and her mother, the name Connor has reduction gematria of 33, and her and the mother, or maybe him and the mother, were killed 33 weeks and 3 days after Lacey's birthday. Consider the name Lacey Peterson also has ordinal gematria of 137, the 33rd prime. So, shit. John Ritter, Jack. I just love Three's Company. Man. And I hated it when he died, but does he know the code? Who knows? I don't know. John Ritter, Jack Tripper. John Ritter, September 17, 1948, died September 11, 2003. John Ritter, the Hollywood actor, would die unexpectedly September 11, 2003, 231 days or 33 weeks after the release of Manhood, his last film to come out while alive, and being a title summing to 119 in reverse ordinal gematria, corresponding with his date of passing 11/9. That same film debuted January 23, 2003, or 23/1, not too far off from 231. Consider the number 231 is the 21st triangular number, and the word actor has reduction gematria of 21 and reverse reduction gematria of 33. At the same time, Hollywood also equates to 33 in reverse reduction. For yet another connection to the number, John Ritter sums to 137 in ordinal, the 33rd prime. Thus it makes sense why he would die 33 weeks after the release. For one more, Manhood equates to 33 in Chaldean. His cause of death was said to be aortic dissection, having gematria of 123, similar to Conspiracy, and the release date of the film, which can be written as 1/23 or 23/1. Rest in peace, John Ritter. My goodness. Let's see. James Tapp, Soldier Slim, September 9th, 1977, died November 26, 2003. Okay. So the date 9/9/1997, you would add 9 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7. That equates to 42. And he died on 11/26/2003. You would add 11 plus 26 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 3. That equates to 42. Okay, at the age of 26, and when you write 26 as a word, it equates to 42 in reduction. At age 26, on the 26th of November, Soldier Slim would be killed on the 79th day of his age. When he was buried, he was laid to rest in his soldier fatigues, which he wore for the cover of his rap album that debuted with No Limit Records, owned by Master P. In terms of rap, a word having gematria of 35, he died on the day, leaving 35 days left in the year. At the same time, the name Soldier Slim, using the septenary cipher, also sums to 35. Even more fateful, the same rap name has gematria of 67, the blood sacrifice number. Consider the initials SS, which are equivalent to 19 plus 19, that equates to 38, the number of death, murder, and killings. In the case of his label, No Limit, it also has gematria of 38, same as rapper, Master P, and the Tank, the logo the label identifies by. At the time of his death, Master P was 36 years old, born April 29, 1967. Soldier Slim's death came 211 days after Master P's 36th birthday, where 211 is the 47th prime, and both numbers connect to killing. His death was momentarily blamed on a 22-year-old who was not responsible, Jarrell Smith. When he was falsely accused and arrested, it was reported He has had a stolen gun from a police officer, which happened to be the gun that fired the shots that killed Soldier Slim, which is probably a freaking truth. Cops did it. In 2011, Jarrell Smith would be killed with 3 gunshots to the body and 1 to the face, the exact same way Soldier Slim was found murdered in the yard of his family's home. It is clear to see that the police are responsible for the murder of Soldier Slim as well as Mr. Smith, and are likely responsible for many of the unsolved murders in the music industry and beyond. As we have learned, the police are the most corrupt and dangerous people in the world, and a force that needs to be ended. They keep no one safe. They kill, they steal, and they are responsible for almost all organized crime. That is just crazy, but that is the exact truth. Okay. Well, these are short, so I might as well keep going. Look, Ronald Reagan, February 6, 1911, and died June 5, 2004. Ronald Reagan, the 40th President of the United States, would die at age 93 on his 121st day of his age. 121st day of his age. As you have learned, blood sacrifice has an ordinal value of 121. Making matters even more interesting, he died on June 5th, which can be written as 5-6, similar to 56. This matters because in reduction gematria, Ronald Reagan and Washington, D.C. sum to 56, and so does the title President when S is counted for 10. June 5th is also the 156th day of the year, and as you know, 33, written as word, has an ordinal value of 156. Prior to becoming president, Ronald Reagan was the 33rd governor of California, the state where he died. For one last point, his date of passing had numerology of 35. So you would add 6 plus 5 plus 20 plus 04. That equates to 35. And both the names Ronald and Reagan have reverse reduction gematria of 35. Rick James. Rick James, bitch. I remember. Oh my God. So let's see here about Rick James. Rick James, born February 1st, 1948, and died August 6, 2004. Rick James died 187 days after his 56th birthday, on a date with numerology of 38, and on a date that can be expressed as 86, similar to 86, corresponding with blood sacrifice. As for him dying at age 56, the name Dave Chappelle equates to 56, and earlier that year, February 11th, 2004, the 42nd day of the year, Dave Chappelle had released his infamous sketch about Rick James. Consider that Ohio, having satanic gematria of 187, is Dave Chappelle's home state. Even more, James Ambrose Johnson, Rick James' birth name, sums to 216, the same as Chappelle's show. That was the name, Chappelle Show. That was the name of the comedy sketch program that debuted the well-remembered episode. Adding to the riddle is where he died. Oakwood, Toluca Hills, summoned to 216, as well as 72. In the case of 72, heart attack equates the reported cause of death. And I am Rick James, bitch. Sums to 72 as well. The popular phrase that was created from Chappelle's show. Also worth mentioning, the sketch that Rick James became part of was titled Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Story. And those were some funny skits, though. It's just, what the fuck? Why you gotta die because you're good at something? Makes no sense. Also worth mentioning, the sketch that Rick James became part of was titled Charlie Murphy's True Hollywood Stories, having gematria of 444. Again, that number connects to Masonic and killing. Even more, the sketch name also equates to 177, like New World Order, and Rick James died 177 days after the sketch debuted. Further, the name Charlie Murphy equates to 68, which is similar to the other way of expressing the date August 6 or 6/8. And remember, caskets go 6 feet deep and are 8 feet long. All right, and with that, I will conclude this session of reading. And the next death we will get into is the death of Christopher Reeves, Superman. So until then, you guys have a good evening, and I hope you will give the video a like and a share, and I hope that this reading will prompt you to get these books, Letters and Numbers and Number Games. I will show you this book one more time. Get Number Games. It is available now on Amazon, and you can also get it directly from Zachry K. Hubbard's blog page, which I clearly talk about in the beginning of the video. But share the information, teach your children, teach your friends, teach whoever will listen about this code, because it does need to come to an end. All right, have a good evening.